Okay, this is video 2 talking about, again, probability. Probability is a really fun subject in math, and I hope you guys are enjoying it this week. Again, it's pajama day today. I hope you guys wore your pajamas last week, and so I'm in my pajamas. This is my favorite comfy sweatshirt that I always wear. And we are going to continue today to talk about probability. Okay, probability, there's 4 words that you need to remember, okay? Remember this from the last video. You need to remember the word likely. It means it's probably going to happen. I remember I put a smiley face by this because it's probably going to happen if it's likely. And then there's unlikely. It's probably not going to happen, so we're going to put a sad face by that. Then another happy face is that there's certain. It's definitely going to happen. I'm certain of it. So we're going to put a check mark by that because it's definitely going to happen. And then there's this word, impossible, which we don't like to use a lot at FCA, but impossible means it's not going to happen. No matter what, it's not going to happen. That's why the Bible verse, Jesus says all things are possible, is really cool, because in our human mind, impossible means not going to happen. Then we talked about the word probability just simply means what is the chance of something happening. And you can write that out in a fraction form. So let's try that again like we did in the last video, but this time, instead of having beads in a bag, I have crayons in a bag. So if we look right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's count again to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 crayons. So, and there are 1, 2, 3 colors. So each of my fractions on the bottom is going to have a denominator of 8, right? So we have red crayons in the bag, we have blue, and we have green. And remember, I think we've talked about this before, how everybody says the word crayon differently. Some people say crayon, some people say crown, I say crayon. Okay, now to fit the top of the fraction, the numerator of probability, we have to count how many crayons there are of each. Now again, if you look at my bag, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red, 2 green, and only 1 blue. So 5 red, 1 blue, and again, 2 green. So there's a 5 out of 8 chance that we're gonna get a red crayon when we draw one out. So that is very likely. That's a big fraction. You have a really good chance of getting and drawing out a red. 1 out of 8 for blue is very unlikely. It's not impossible. You can draw out a blue, but it's very unlikely because there's not a lot. And then green is also kind of unlikely because it's not even 30% of the crayons. It's only 1/4, which is 25% of the crayons. So it's kind of also unlikely. For the most part, we're probably going to draw out a red crayon. Now, it's not certain that we'll draw out a red because there's not all reds in this bag. But one more time, I will show you. Let's draw out a crayon from the bag, and let's see what it is. Closing my eyes so you know I'm not cheating. It is a red. Imagine that. And I bet you if I kept going, I would probably more than likely draw out red. Ooh, got a green that time. So again, still not getting a blue because that's super unlikely that I'll get a blue. If I get a blue, pretty lucky if I get a blue. Again, a red because there's a really high chance that I'm going to draw out a red. You can keep going all day with this. Again, another red because red has the most. 5 out of 8, it's very likely. Okay, I also want to show you that you can do this with a spinner game. And I'm going to bring the video camera to where you can see my little spinner game that I have set up here. Okay, one of the teachers got this spinner game a while back to play it in their grammar class, to put little grammar parts of speech on it. You can see it says noun and preposition and verb, but we can use it for the colors. And I want to see what is the chance of spinning on something that does not have a word on it, okay? You see this purple one right here? I don't know how well you can see this. Let me bring it up close for you guys. See this purple right here? There's no word on there. It's just the one space that doesn't have a word on it. So there's not a good chance of drawing that out or spinning that. Actually, there are 18 different colors, different pieces to this spinner, and so there's only one without a word on it. Not have a good chance of drawing that out or spinning it. So let me spin it and see where it lands. It landed on an orange. Now let's see what was the chance of me landing on an orange. So there are only 2 oranges out of the whole 18. So I'm pretty lucky because it wasn't a good chance to get on an orange. This is how people, when they play games, they put different money amounts on there. They put the largest money amount on the thing that you have the least chance of getting because they don't want to give you the money, right? Okay, so if we look here, there are 4 purple and 2 pink. So a total of 6 colors on here that are either purple or pink. So what is the chance of spending either purple or pink? A really good chance because it's 6 out of 18. So let's see if we can spend a purple or a pink. Ready? I think it's probably going to be purple or pink. Oh, wow. We actually got a blue. Now, blue, there are 4 on here that are blue. Let's keep going. That would have been a 4 out of an 18 chance. And, of course, we land on a purple or pink because you have the greatest chance. I will spin it again and see what happens. See what we land on. Again, a pink because you have the greatest chance of getting a pink. Okay, something else I want to teach you about probability is not just what is the chance of getting something, but what are all the different outcomes that you can possibly get. So whenever we were flipping the coin, what were all the different outcomes? You could have either landed on heads or landed on tails. There were 2 different outcomes, but sometimes there's more outcomes than that. So I want to teach you something else today called possible outcomes. All right, so I'm going to erase this for a minute so that you guys can see how possible outcomes work because it's one of the questions that's on your test and on your papers. Okay, possible outcomes. It sounds a lot harder than it actually is. Okay, for example, I have 2 bags, okay? Bag number 1 has some coins in it, and bag number 2 has some coins in it. If I was gonna draw out, if I was gonna tell somebody, hey, you get to keep whatever coins you draw out, you can draw 1 coin from here and 1 coin from here, and you get to keep whatever coins you draw out. What would be all the different possible outcomes of money that that person could possibly draw? So in order to figure that out, you have to figure out what's all in this bag and then what's all in this bag. So in this bag, if I was to figure out possible outcomes, I have a penny. So I'm gonna write penny here. So you have a penny. I have a dime in bag 1, so I'm gonna put a dime. And then I have this coin right here, which is a what, everyone? A quarter. So I'm gonna put quarter over here. Still doesn't tell me all the possible outcomes. That just tells me what's in bag number 1. But I'm also said you could draw a coin from bag number 2. So now we can figure out all the different possible outcomes. So I could in bag number 1 draw a penny, and I could pull out a penny with a nickel. So number 1 could be penny and a nickel. Or I could draw out bag number 1 a penny with, I could have actually, instead of picking the nickel, picked the dime instead. So I could have had a penny and a dime could be another option. Or I could have picked out 2 pennies, a penny and a penny, if somebody picked out stuff from the 2 bags, picked out money, okay? So here's some options that could have happened. I could have got a penny with a nickel, a penny with a dime, or a penny with a penny. But what if in bag number 1, I didn't draw out the penny? What if in bag number 1, when I had my eyes shut, I drew out instead the quarter, okay? So I'm gonna pick out a quarter out of bag number 1, but we already know in bag number 2, there's a nickel, so you could have picked a quarter with a nickel. You could pick a quarter with a dime, or we also know in bag number 2, there's a penny. So I could have picked a quarter with a penny. So now these are 3 options, and here's 3 options, but there's still more options because in bag number 1, let's say you didn't draw out the penny or the quarter. Let's say when I closed my eyes and I reached into the bag, I drew out the, not that, sorry. I need to close my eyes. You guys would think I'm cheating. Okay, what if instead I drew out the dime in bag number 1? Bag number 1, I drew out the dime instead. So again, I have all these options over here in bag number 2. So the dime could have gone with the nickel, a dime and a nickel, or I could have drawn out a dime and a dime, or I could have drawn out a dime and a penny. So my question for you guys is, if I had 2 bags, and let's say I called up Madeline to the front of the classroom and I said, Madeline, you can pick 1 coin from bag 1 and 1 coin from bag 2, and whatever you draw out with your eyes shut, you get to keep that money. How many different options would Madeline have had? Or another way to say that instead of options is possible outcomes. Madeline would have had 3 for the penny, 3 for the dime, and 3 for the quarter. And we already know what 3 times 3 is. 3 times 3 is 9. She would have had 9 different outcomes. Now I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer to the board for you guys to see that, right? So you could have had a penny with a nickel, penny with a dime, penny with a penny. How much money would that have been if she had a penny with a nickel? That would have been 1 cent and 5 cents, which would have equaled 6 cents. If she would have got a penny with a dime, that would have been 1 cent and 10 cents, would have been 11 cents. If she got a penny with a penny, that wouldn't have been so good. That would have only been 2 cents. If she got a dime and a nickel, 10 cents plus 5 cents would have been 15 cents. If she got a dime and a dime, she would have got 20 cents. If she got a dime and a penny, that would have been 11 cents. Now, this would have been the greatest option for Madeline of all if she would have picked the quarter. Because if she would have got a quarter with a nickel, that would have been 30 cents. A quarter with a dime, 35 cents. And a quarter with a penny, 26 cents. So let's look at all the different money amounts. The greatest possible outcome she could have gotten with the greatest money amount was the quarter with a dime, which was 35 cents. So when you play this game at home, if you have some money, it's a great game to, one, understand possible outcomes and money, but then also just to have fun with your family members. Get 2 bags, put money in it, and see if you can draw out the largest amount possible. You can go around in a circle, and then you can see which family member gets the largest amount drawn out. It's a great game to play, and it really helps you understand possible outcomes. All right, you guys have fun with that this week. Bye.